What's up, HASfit Tribe? It's your personal trainer, Coach Kozak.
I'm Claudia, and this is a strength training workout for seniors.
This routine does require a chair and dumbbells, and we recommend having a few pairs available so you can switch up the weights as needed.
We will provide both standing and chair exercises so that you can decide which is best for you.
Let's begin. For today's routine, we're going to give you both the standing and the seated modifications. So feel free to use maybe only the standing, use only the seated, or go back and forth between which variation works best for you. Let's begin with a warm-up. Our first move is a combination move. We're going to perform with our legs straight. We're going to perform a toe touch, reaching down as far as you can. If that's to your toes, great. Ankles, knees, shins, get it as far down as you can. And then we're going to sit up, moving into an overhead extension, bringing those arms straight overhead, and then pull down on the hands and the elbows. That's an angel. So we're going to repeat that. Back down, diving down.
And notice for my seated variation, my bum is up towards the front of my chair as securely as possible, reaching down as far as you can. That might be your knees, might be your shins, might be your toes. And then proceed with the overhead extension to angel.
So this one combination move is hitting multiple body parts. It's a dynamic warm-up move. So we are stretching and getting mobility, but we're moving through it. Perfect for a warm-up move before we begin our strength training. Let's go one more. Just moving at a slow warm-up pace here, not a race. A little more stretching with every repetition, and relax. Next up, we're going to perform an arm crossover plus a low kick. Let's start by bringing those arms out to our side and our palms are down. I'm going to cross my arms over, bring them back. Now opposite arm on top. Now let's throw in a low kick. Left to right. Warming up our shoulders, chest, back, as well as our lower body here. Depending if you are standing and doing the low kick, you can determine how high you feel comfortable getting that kick up. If you want to push the pace a little bit, or if you want to keep it real low with the tap, you decide what's right for you.
That's right.
Claudia's variation looks just like mine.
Not much of a difference at all. Of course, notice I did push my bum back a little further on the chair, so you will notice that throughout today's routine, moving to the front, moving to the back, to the middle. We just want to make sure that we're nice and stable throughout this whole routine.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. My upper body's feeling warm. Lower body's feeling warm. You ready, Claudia?
I'm ready to go.
And we hope you are as well at home. Moving into our strength training, we're going to get into it with our lower body first. If you're doing the standing variations, you're going to need your chair and one dumbbell. We're going to perform a dumbbell goblet squat.
And if you're doing the seated variation, I'll just need you to move a little further back onto your chair.
So for my dumbbell goblet squat, I'm going to grab that dumbbell at the top, coming about 8 inches away from my chair. I'm going to break at my hips, then my knees, sitting back, touching my butt to the chair, and then standing back up.
For the chair get up, my variation, I'm going to have my hands right here in the middle. I'm going to lean forward and use my legs to bring myself off the chair and back down. Our arms are here for a little bit of assistance up and for stabilizing on the way down.
We're doing 12 repetitions together. Ready and begin. Regardless of which variation you choose, this needs to be slow and under control.
That's right.
Strength training is all about that time under tension. You need those muscles to work. Try not to use momentum.
And again, we want to emphasize using our legs to get us up out of the chair. So leaning forward, exhale, push up through your midfoot and return.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's such a big key. We don't want to fall back onto our heels, and we don't want to fall forward onto our toes either. That's when Claudia says midfoot. So we're staying balanced for the middle of our foot.
That's number 9.
Last 3, again, under control. Starting to feel those legs working. That's what we came here for, Tribe.
And we have our last one right here coming up. And back down.
All right, for our next exercise, we're gonna need 2 dumbbells. Now, I am just gonna be standing on my own for this one.
And of course, I'm gonna remain seated.
We're gonna work on our upper back with a dumbbell bent over row. My feet are shoulder width apart. I'm gonna bend over on a 45-degree angle, keep my back straight and tight, head in line with my spine. Now, I'm gonna pull back from my elbows and return my dumbbells back down. So squeezing my back at the top and returning back down for 12 repetitions. Ready and begin.
And my variation doesn't look really any different than Coach Kozak's variation here. Of course, I'm leaning forward, my bum has scooted back on the chair, and I'm just rowing.
Breathing throughout. We want to inhale on the easiest part of the move and then exhale, in this case, while those dumbbells are coming up. So breathing in, inhaling while the dumbbells are going down, and then exhaling as we pull them up.
Here's number 9, 3 more to go.
Keep your back straight. Focus on that proper posture here.
11, and last one.
And squeeze those back muscles. Relax.
Nice work.
All right, speaking of back, we're gonna hit it again with a move for our posterior chain. That's really our entire backside. We're gonna perform an RDL plus a shrug. My feet again are going to be shoulder width apart. Good posture here. I'm going to have a slight bend in my knees, hinge at my hips. My butt goes back stays straight until my dumbbells are at my knees. I'm gonna stand up and now I'm gonna shrug. How does your variation look, Claudia?
So my variation, I'm in the same position, palms facing forward. I'm gonna bend over as deep as I can go while being safely on my chair, coming up and shrug.
Yeah, we're both working that posterior chain, that backside with this one for 12 reps. Ready and begin. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up, and then bringing those shoulders up, working those big back muscles up by your neck. Those are your traps. And on both of our variations, really you're like trying to get that sensation like you're pushing your backside to the wall behind you, even if you're in the seat.
Oh yeah.
Still making that mental cue like you're pushing back as you bend over.
And bending over as safely as you can. Might be down to your ankles, might be down to mid-shin, and it might not be much range of motion at all.
Yeah, and that's all right. It doesn't take much to get that work going. We want to work those lower back muscles, strengthen them. They'll help us with our day-to-day activities, help us prevent injuries. So many benefits of strengthening our lower back, hamstrings, glutes, upper back.
That's 9.
Inhale, exhale, and up. Nice and under control here.
A few more.
Again, not a race. I know that's the temptation.
10, 12. Last one right here.
And there's 12.
Nice
Very
job.
good. All right, so this next one, we're gonna work on our shoulders and now our anterior with a dumbbell shoulder press. And One note, always feeling free to mix up the weight as we're moving through it. Nobody knows your body like you do. So if you want to increase the weight, you're not feeling it as much, do so. If something's too difficult and you can't complete all the repetitions, decrease that weight. All right, we're gonna start with that shoulder press. I'm bringing my dumbbells up, and notice how both of our elbows are on this 45-degree angle. They're not out here to the side, our sides, but a little safer for our elbows with this one. And our elbows are also at a 90-degree angle. We don't need to stir them down here. Now we're gonna press straight up overhead as far as you can get and back down until those elbows are at a 90. Move looks exactly the same in the chair.
Exactly the same seated.
In the chair, keeping that core engaged.
Nice and tight, nice good posture.
Ready and begin.
Exhale as you bring those dumbbells up overhead as best as you can. Inhale when you bring them back down.
Both of us are keeping our core tight through this one. When we say to brace your core, what we mean is a 360-degree tightness all the way around. Almost like you're filling up your midsection with a balloon. You're not just pushing out on your front belly, but you're pressing out all the way around. It's all tight. And that's going to get you a nice, solid base.
That's number 7. Nice and controlled.
Inhale on the way down. And then again, we're exhaling as we drive those dumbbells up. And maybe your dumbbells you can't get your arms all the way overhead. That's okay, doing the best you can.
A few more.
Maybe you need a lighter weight, and that's all right as well. Maybe you need water bottles, that's okay.
And 12. Nice work.
For my next 3 exercises, I am going to be performing them on the floor. So if you're not comfortable getting down on the floor, just go ahead and stick to the chair.
That's right.
And I'm going to grab a pair of dumbbells because one of those is going to require dumbbells, and I don't want to have to get up to go get them. All right.
So grab your dumbbells ahead of time.
If you need them. So we're going to perform a dead bug first, and great move for our core. I'm going to move to the floor. I'm going to lie down on my back. I'm going to place my arms straight up overhead, and I'm going to bring my legs up, my knees bent at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to lock my lower back to the floor here. And now I'm going to extend my right arm, left leg, come back to middle, left arm, right leg.
And if you're
back to middle.
And if you're watching me, my bum is brought forward on the chair and my arms are parallel, legs at a 90-degree angle, and I'm extending one arm overhead while extending the opposite leg.
Again, you choose which variation is most appropriate for you. We're going to do this one for 30 seconds. Ready and begin.
My posture is nice and upright. Shoulders are back. Exhale as we extend that leg and bring that arm overhead. Now, if you're feeling good at this and you want a little bit more of a challenge, but you don't really want to get on the ground, you can lean back just ever so slightly to give yourself more of a challenge.
Core engaged throughout the whole move. Breathing. We don't want to hold our breath here. Feeling those abs working. Oh, it feels good. We like it.
Because you got to bring that leg back in.
That's it. Not much left here, folks. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Very nice.
Very good. Okay, for our next one on the floor, we're going to perform a lying dumbbell chest press. So I am going to need my 2 dumbbells.
And for mine, we're going to do a low dumbbell fly.
And so if you need help getting your dumbbells into a lying position, you go and place them on your knees and then use your legs to bring them back. Feet to the floor. My elbows are at a 45-degree angle. So not out here to the side, right in the middle. Starting with my upper arms on the floor, I'm going to press and bring my dumbbells together. Don't click them together, but just bring them straight up and then back down.
For the low dumbbell fly, I'm starting at a 45-degree angle relative to my body and bringing my palms up, arms parallel, not clicking my dumbbells together, but just returning back down to starting position.
We're both going to perform 12 repetitions. Ready and begin. We should note if you're performing Claudia's variation, really going to need a light weight for that one. It's a challenging move. Doesn't take much.
And if you just want to use your body weight, just use your arms, you can do that also.
Yeah, or some water bottles, some soup cans. Get creative.
Whatever you need for a little resistance.
No two bodies are the same. And it's so important to make this workout work for you and for your body.
That's right. Inhale down. Exhale as you bring those weights up. That's 6. 6 more to go.
Halfway. Again, really controlling that lowering phase. Temptation is just on both of these is to let the arm just flat back down. But don't do it. Fight that temptation.
That's 9.
We're not here to make it easy. We're here for results. That's why we showed up today. You're doing great. Keep it up. One into the next.
Last one right here. Number 12.
And there's 12.
Excellent job.
All right. So both of us are going to set our dumbbells to the side for this one. So no dumbbells needed. We are going to work on our posterior chains. Again, that backside and our lower body. I'm going to perform a hip up. So I'm bringing my feet closer to my backside. My hands are here on the floor, and I'm going to drive my heels into the floor, bringing my butt up, and you're going to squeeze right here and then control the way back down.
I also am doing something with my heels. I'm doing a heel drag. So bringing my bum up to the front of my chair, legs extended out. I'm going to drag my heels till my knees are at a 90-degree angle, and then I'm returning to the starting position for another one.
All right. Both performing 12 repetitions. Ready and begin.
So you notice I have a little bit of a lean, using my hands behind me to just provide some stability, dragging my heels on the ground so that I'm firing these big hamstrings in the back of my legs.
Focusing on working that backside on this one. And again, another one of those moves where we're slow and steady wins the race, right? Not rushing through it.
That's number 5.
Really want to engage the back of the legs and our backside. And notice I'm really controlling that lowering phase. It's not just about bringing my hips up. I'm also controlling that way down as well.
Number 8. A few more to go.
Focusing on your breathing. Strong backside provides so many benefits. One of them is keeping your lower back safe and healthy.
Number 11. One more to go. Send your legs out and drag those heels.
And there's 12.
Nice work.
Okay, so I am going to come up onto my feet for the next one, and we are going to need 2 dumbbells. These 2 dumbbells need to be lighter dumbbells.
Yes,
We're going to work some secondary back muscles. And just a note, when you're doing when you're picking your dumbbells up, if you're doing standing, make sure to use those legs, right? I'm squatting down to pick them up. I'm not bending over with my back. Same way that you want to pick up anything.
Right.
All right. Using our 2 dumbbells, my feet are shoulder width apart. I'm going to bend over on a 45-degree angle, just like we did in that bent over row earlier today. My elbows are bent, and they're going to stay bent like this the whole time. I like to use the analogy like I wrap my arms around a tree. Now I'm going to pull back on the dumbbells, maintaining that same bend in my elbows, and squeeze the middle of my back. Again, doesn't take a lot of weight on this one.
No, definitely not.
12 repetitions. Ready and begin.
So for my variation, notice I'm kind of hugging my legs, bringing my dumbbells or my hands underneath, and then bringing them up and squeezing them in the reverse fly. Again, if even 3 pounds is too much, water bottles, soup cans, or even just your arms.
Yeah, especially at this point in time in the workout when things get tougher. Keeping that back straight, no rounding here. That means you're going to want to retract those shoulders, keeping them back.
6.
Control, control, control. Again, controlling that lowering phase. It's half the movement, and so many people miss out on it because they just they don't control that yielding, eccentric phase.
That's 10. 2 more to go. 11. Last one right here.
You got
do
it.
12.
Excellent. Let's work on our biceps and our forearms next with a dumbbell hammer curl. We're both going to need 2 dumbbells for this next one. Again, make sure to use our legs to pick up those dumbbells. And with my shoulders back, I'm going to bring my arms to my side. My palms are facing in. I'm going to bring my dumbbells up, curling from the elbows, and return them back down again under control. So it's all about that palm position, right? Those palms are facing in. That's what makes this a hammer curl. Like we're using a hammer, right? All right, here we go. 12 curls. Let's do it together. Good posture.
Exhaling as we bring those dumbbells up to our shoulders, returning to starting position. Of course, mine doesn't look very different at all, aside from the fact that I am seated.
Yes, exactly. Try to make the moves as similar as possible, so you can feel free to go back and forth, make it work for you. And if it is your goal, then maybe you're working up towards the standing variations, so you can choose which standing variations are appropriate for you. Like this one, for instance, doesn't require much, if any, balance. Inhaling on the way down, exhaling on the way up.
Number 9, 3 more to go.
Should be choosing a weight for all of these at those last 2 to 3 repetitions is challenging. That's your goal in choosing your weight.
11, 1 more repetition to go for these hammer curls.
And there's 12.
Nice work.
Okay, so we don't need dumbbells or any weights for the next one. We're going to focus on working our lower body. I'm going to perform a split squat. So I'm going to grab my chair just to assist in my balance, just for safety purposes. You can use it as much or as little as you deem appropriate. I'm going to get into a split stance position, so with a staggered stance. And I don't want my feet stacked. Let's make sure that back foot is wide and give me a nice wide base. Now, I'm going to drop my back knee straight down and come back up.
And for my leg extension variation of this, notice I brought my bum all the way to the front of my chair. I'm leaning back. I have a nice good grip on the chair. And I'm just going to extend my right leg, squeezing my quadricep right up top and returning it back to the starting position.
We're both going to perform 10 repetitions on each side.
That's right.
Ready and begin. For the split squat variation, you can choose which depth is appropriate for you. If a little split squat feels good, that's great. If you got healthy, strong knees and you want to come down deeper, that's good. But even if you're somebody that, let's say you've had trouble with your knees, don't shy away from this movement. It will strengthen them. We don't want, staying away from working your knees at all is just going to make them worse and weaker. It's not going to make them better.
Here's number 7. And for my variation, if your extension is down here, that's totally fine. Come back and repeat this workout, and hopefully you'll be able to get to the point where you can extend your leg parallel.
That's it. It's all about that progress. Last one. All right. So
nice job.
I'm going to switch the side that my chair is on, just because it's nice to have that chair on my inside leg here. Again, good wide base. She's going to switch legs as well.
That's right.
10 repetitions. Ready, begin.
As you extend that leg, give me a big exhale, and as you bring it down, give me an inhale. So inhale and exhale as you bring it up.
Every repetition is making us just that much stronger. Day by day, keep showing up, keep putting in that work, and you will see the results. We're in it together, HASfit Tribe. You're doing great. Keep it up.
I can even feel a little bit of my glute on this one.
Really working that lower body here. Going to give us confidence in our movements. Nice muscle tone.
2 more to go.
And strength.
9. Last one. Give us all you got on this one. 10. Good job.
So we have another lower body move next. We're going to work on our calves. That's a lower leg muscle. I'm going to perform a standing calf raise.
I'm going to perform the seated variation of that.
Again, this is just for safety purposes here. I'm trying not to use it but if I need it, it's here to catch me.
That's right.
So I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna drive the balls of my feet into the floor and bring my heels up off the floor, squeeze my legs, and control the way back down.
For my variation, I'm gonna come up onto my toes, but I'm also gonna give a little bit of counter pressure. I'm gonna gently push down on my knees as I drive through my toes.
We're gonna do this one for 15 reps, so not the 12 or 10 that we've used a few times a day. 15. Ready and begin. And when you're up at the top, let's give a little 1/1000. So you're up, 1/1000, back down. We're just making sure that we're gonna get that contraction. And then, as you've heard me say all throughout today, we want to control that lowering phase. So it's not up and then down. No. It's up and then control the way back down. Again, a good way to think of this move isn't just coming up from your heels, but it's also driving that ball of the foot into the floor.
And that's what the counter pressure here does. Driving that pressure into the floor.
Starting to feel it, especially when you do something for 15 repetitions. You get that little burning sensation.
This is number 12, not much left to go.
We got to learn to love that burn and get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Here's 14. And last one right here. 15. Excellent work.
All right, we are going to need 2 dumbbells for our next move. A lighter dumbbell, as we're going to work a secondary muscle or an isolation move. We're going to work on our triceps with a tricep kickback. That your triceps are that group of 3 muscles in the back of your arm. We're going to start by bending over in that 45-degree angle that we've been in a couple times today. We're going to start with our arms down, and then let's bring that upper arm up until that upper arm is parallel to the floor. And we're going to lock in this position. Now we're only going to bend at our elbows from here on out. We're going to extend those elbows, squeeze the back of our arms, and come back down. We have 12 repetitions. Ready and begin. Again, a lighter weight needed for this one.
Right.
Or soup cans or water bottles or body weight. Again, keep making it work for you. Some muscle groups you might find you're extraordinarily strong in, and some you may find some weaknesses along the way. But we're working them all today. This is a full body workout, no muscle left behind.
3 more. Already. That's 10.
Squeeze that arm every time.
11. Last one right here. Nice work.
Excellent. That's it. You made it. You made it, Claudia.
We made it. Great work, everyone.
Made it out there. Now we're going to move into our cool down, spend some time with some restorative work, mobility work. We are both going to use our chairs for the cool down period. So make sure to grab that chair. And we're going to start with a seated figure 4, a great move for our hips and really entire lower body. I'm going to start by scooting out to the front of my chair. I'm going to put my right leg out straight. I'm going to bring my left leg up on top. Now, depending on your mobility level, you're going to decide what is the appropriate stretch for you. Now, I'm going to pull this leg up and come up all the way up onto my knee here.
And I'm actually just going to leave mine right here. Now, if you're feeling okay right here at this point, or if you feel like you can use a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring it just up past your knee and just give maybe just a little gentle push on your knee.
Yeah, and then that gentle push, and we're just holding here. So if you notice in the warm-up, we're using dynamic stretching movements. Here, after the workout, it's best to use static stretches where we're holding. So that's what we're doing. We gave you a bunch of tools to work with here. You choose which is best for you, given your hip mobility.
That's right.
And rest. Okay, so now we're going to do the opposite side. We can't only do one side, of course. So starting with that leg straight, opposite comes up on top. And you might find that one side is a lot tighter than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe your variation looks different from side to side. And that's okay as well. Again, getting into position, find that gentle external pressure on the hip, opening those hips up. You know, we spend so much time seated throughout our day. It just does a number on our hips. They get so tight from sitting down. It's actually not the most natural position that we put ourselves in sitting down. So this is a great restorative exercise for them. And 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, maintaining good posture here. Everything. So sit yourself up big and tall in your chair. How tall can you get? Now let's bring those arms up. Elbows are at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to perform a chest opener. All we're going to do is pull back on your hands and elbows. Like pretend like I'm there in the room with you. Claudia is there with you, and we're gently pulling back on them. So you're opening up the chest, shoulders. Great one to help improve our posture. You can do this anytime.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't just only need to be after a workout, right? So if you think about, we spend so much time here, we need to open ourselves back up. Keep stretching, keep gently pulling back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, a couple other muscle groups that get tight in our day-to-day lives are our hip flexors and our quadriceps. So this next one's really going to target those. We're going to perform a seated quad stretch. I want you to scoot on over to the right side of your chair. And we're going to bring your foot back. If you need to, you can use your hand to help you do so. Now again, depending on your flexibility, right here you might already be feeling a great stretch. Or maybe you need to get that foot back further and then lean back. A lot of tools here. We want to feel stretched down from that hip flexor, down the quadricep. Stand balanced in that chair. And we're just holding. You do what it takes, or go as far as you need to get that stretch here. For 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, same move, opposite side down. So scoot on over the opposite side. And again, I'm going to use my hand if I need to get that foot back and that ankle back. Bringing that knee down and then gently coming back. Breathing here. Good posture.
And it's okay to use the side of the chair for a little bit of stability if you need to.
Recommended.
That's right.
Definitely. Staying safe at all costs. A workout isn't beneficial if you get injured during it. It defeats the purpose now, doesn't it? For 3, 2, 1, 0. And that is it. You made it.
All right.
Excellent work, everybody. You know, if you just keep showing up, keep putting in that work, you will see your results. One of the ways to help you stay on track and to hold yourself accountable is by following a complete exercise program. And we have those available for you where?
On the HASfit app, which can be downloaded to an Apple or Android device.
And I promise you, our HASfit app is very senior friendly, very simple. We don't have a bunch of unnecessary features. You come in, you select the picture of the workout you want, and you just follow them in order. We definitely have our senior friends in mind when we created this application.
Totally.
You can also help support our mission by stopping by our store and picking up some HASfit gear like a fresh new t-shirt or our diet guide, Eating for Life.
Don't forget to like us on your favorite social media channel. So if you have a Facebook or an Instagram account, you can find us there.
Give us a follow.
That's right.
Until we see you at your next workout, I'm Coach Kozak.
And I'm Claudia.
And we'll see you there.